those that are against you, they already know your power. It's just that some of you don't know your power. Not all of you, but some of you. So for those who do not know their power, it's time to get to know it. Because as soon as you know yourself and you know your power, the enemy will not have any reign over you, will not have any dominion over you. I just heard many people are giving the opponent too much energy, too much control. And it's up to you to recognize what the true problem is, like the root of the problem. If you're speaking something that you know to be true, and you keep finding that there are those around you that keep trying to disprove what you believe, that means that they are intimidated by you, because why else would you do that? Why else would one try to disprove what someone else is saying? Because it's clearly going to cause I heard it, whatever you say could cause destruction for a certain sector. I'm hearing of society or of someone's plans. You speaking your truth can destroy or will destroy the plans of the enemy. So the only thing that they could do is to keep trying to lead people to believe the lie, because the lie is what they're trying to uphold. Okay? So if you continue to stand on what you believe, then the lie will never be true. I mean, the lie is never true anyway. But it's less likely that others will believe it, not unless they're just so quick to sway to and fro from what anybody says instead of doing their own research. Because many people could talk and say what they want to say, but what's true? What do you feel deep down inside is true? And what is actually true? We've been given so much with very little value. What we have been given is useless in many ways. Much of what we have been given. I'm hearing, if you seek, you shall find. So when you start to do research on your own, that's when you start to find the truth. If you don't do that research on your own, you'll never know the truth. You'll just know what you were told. And that's the sad part about it, because many people don't allow themselves to do research, or maybe they feel like they don't know how, or maybe they're just so distracted that they don't want to. Spirit doesn't want you to be that person, because Spirit wants you to know the truth so that you can know yourself. The sooner you know the truth, the sooner you know yourself. And for those who understand the tactic that is used to try to disprove the truth, you already know that's the enemy at work, working through all of those individuals. Because even though many of those individuals, some of them don't even know that they're puppets, but they are. They don't know. They think that the lie is true as well. So that's why they go so hard, because they also believe that the lie is true. Some of them know, especially those who uphold the teachings of those things. But it's up to you to say no to it. If you say no, then that means it's no. If you know it's not true and it doesn't feel right to you, then it's not right. When you follow your intuition and you know deep down inside something is not right, then you don't follow it anymore. You don't believe it anymore, because you know it was something that was handed to you, and it has been expected of you to go by that way. But deep down, you know that that's not right. Some of you might know. Maybe some of you don't know. But it's time to find out for yourself, if you don't know. And this topic, I'm generalizing it, but it goes along with life in general and the experiences of life, and recognizing the truth from the fallacies. Because there's so much truth right before our eyes, but many times it's hard to see because there's also so many lies. The key is to use your discernment and know how to, and feel confident in using your discernment. Once you feel confident using your discernment, you'll start to pick things up and they won't feel right anymore. Because you'll know, it's like your ancestors begin to speak to you from within, telling you that's not right. Let me show you another way. Let me show you something else that makes more sense. Because you may have thought that made sense because you heard it so many times, but it doesn't mean that it makes sense. It doesn't mean that. It just means that it is a narrative that has been pushed over and over again, consistently. So I just heard gossip can even become, well, let me say it like this. Gossip can be made to believe that is true, being that so many jump on the bandwagon to call themselves validating it. However, most of the time, no one within that trail of validating a fallacy as true, they didn't even look into it either. So it's literally leaving a trail of lies for all of those who are more weakened because they haven't found themselves yet to believe and just be swayed all over the place. You just pulled this way, pulled that way, and don't know what to believe. And then you don't even know how to move forward to try to get the truth. And that's when that internal GPS comes in, when you are able to use that and tap into God's frequency on your own. That's when the truth shows. The truth will be seen, heard, felt, recognized when you allow yourself to connect. And when you remove all of the debris out of your way when it comes to you being able to connect to your spirit team. When you find a way to remove that debris, when you're able to do that, you clear the pathway for that energy and for that information to come to you. And you begin to pick up the feelings of truth. It's like feelings of truth. Feelings of truth. Just knowing deep down inside something is not right. Many are so quick to just go along with it because it's it might be intimidating because so many people believe it. So if you say something different, there's going to be a lot of people that come for a person that is speaking the truth. Because many times the truth could hurt because it's a really harsh reality, and it's hard for many to accept because that means that they have to acknowledge the fact that what they've known all their life is not even right. And then it's that's why many people, when it comes to hot topics, the politics and the craziness of this realm, people get really fiery when it comes to what they believe because they start feeling threatened and all of the feelings that are uncomfortable, and it makes them want to attack. It's human nature. But at the same time, it's sad that instead of people trying to get to the truth, they just want to bask in what they were given. They don't want to look a little deeper, or at least try to. It's not easy because it takes time. But if you seek, you shall find. When Spirit knows that you're looking for something, and Spirit knows the truth, of course, because Spirit always knows the truth, and they know that you're looking for an answer, they will give it to you in their own way. It's always very unique how Spirit will speak to you. However, they still speak. they still speak with no problem. And they will tell you. So if you want the answers, connect with your spirit family. And they will tell you what you need to know. They'll just tell you. They'll just tell you. And then you're going to be like, oh, well, now that makes sense. Why didn't I ever hear that before? Because that meant much of the truth, or most of it, I should say, most of the truth is concealed in order for you to stay inactive when it comes to your power. That's why this message started out with the enemy knows your power, which is why they go so hard, because once you tap into your power, the game has changed. The tables turn. And that is the scariest thing ever for the enemy. For you to recognize everything that was concealed. Because many enemies, they'll hit you and then want to make it seem like they want you to think you don't know where the hit came from. They just want you to feel like the world is against you, but it's really you against yourself. And I mean, we could say the world is against us, but it's up to us to take accountability in that area and recognize how we can make a change under certain circumstances, or just over our life in general. When we get stuck complaining about things that we actually can change, it leaves us stuck. It leaves us there in that space where we don't have to be there. That's a choice for us to be in that space. If we choose to educate ourselves and take that time out to do that and to learn, so that you can feel confident in understanding aspects of life that you're not aware of and you want to know about them, it changes things for you. Because instead of being fearful of the unknown, the veil begins to get thinner for you, and you begin to see more because you put yourself on that path to see more. And that goes into your will. Now we're talking about your will, because you will yourself in that direction of wanting to know the truth, actually having a desire to know, and then you go look for it because you already know that what's in front of your face is not right. If you already know what's in front of your face is not right, why continue to keep going along with it? And this is not for all of you. I'm just speaking in general, because there's so many people that are stuck here in this place, and that's why so many people are like angry, which you have a right to be angry because it is frustrating. However, turn that anger into your power by educating yourself and doing what you need to do to know what you need to know in order to know how to move forward. I heard these ways will save your days. These ways will save your days. The ways of edifying, the ways of edification, the ways of using your will to your benefit, not using your will to satisfy your enemy's desire. And I'm not saying that you're walking around making enemies. When I say enemy, I'm just speaking of those who oppose you and they don't even really know you. So they make themselves your enemy. They do that. You don't always do that. Maybe sometimes some of you do, because maybe some of you are still in that rowdy mode, ready to just go without thinking. That's normal too, because life is challenging and we all have to figure out how to navigate it. However, don't get tricked into using your power to serve the enemy, because that's a part of the tactic, for you to use your power to serve the enemy instead of serving what you know to be right deep down inside. Let me see what else. I'm gonna get a charm. Okay, so I have a cloud and a star. And this is just solidifying the fact that we are all a part of the universe. We are a part of the universe. We are all one. Everything goes together. Nature, us, the universe, the stars, the clouds. We are all one. So just hold on to that, and then know that you're not alone in this thing. You're not alone. You might feel like you are, but you're not. But at least have a desire to know the truth. I'm sure many of you do. I'm hoping that many of you do. I'm hoping that you guys are not just being swayed by all of the fallacies that are just spewed at us every day. You have to use your discernment to choose what you should be listening to and looking at, and what you shouldn't. Because, you know, what we take in really does affect our subconscious mind, and it affects our belief system. Because eventually, if we hear something enough, even if we didn't initially believe that it was true, your subconscious mind will start to pick it up and believe that there may be some validity to it, even if it's a lie. That's just like someone cursing you in your younger years, calling you everything that you're not, making you feel insecure about yourself, and making you feel as though you're not worthy of anything. And when you grow up as an adult, you'll still be in that mindset thinking that that is true. And then you'll begin to behave in such a way. And you lose your bold, courageous spirit and your will. You give up your will. You forfeit your will, and you just sway everywhere. And you don't even realize that you have a choice. And then you start picking up this victim mentality, just automatically thinking that, you know, I can't change this because everything always goes wrong. However, that's a part of the process. In the beginning, things are supposed to go wrong so that you can learn how to make them right. It's hard. I'm not going to say it's not, but it's a part of the process to strengthen your character and to strengthen your mind. But some people get stuck in that place. They get stuck there, and they don't come out of that group of souls, and then they become lost. So don't allow yourself to get lost. When you seek, you shall find. So start seeking. Okay? This is what Spirit is wanting you to know. This is something that is very important, because if there was any other time, any better time, I don't know when that was, but right now sure is the time. Sure is. Okay? So start now. Why not? What is it? Do you feel like you don't know where to look? I just heard, I don't know where to look. I don't know where to start. Start with you. Start with what you believe to be true. If you feel like something is not right and it doesn't look right, look into it. Why isn't it right? What happened? Where'd this come from? Where's the root of it? What is this about? Start with you and what you believe, and start with your own feelings. Do you have any feelings inside of you that make you feel like you're less than? Where did that come from? Start to uproot those feelings, because those feelings are the lies that are stopping you from walking in your power. And Spirit's like, nah, that needs to stop, because you've already been bestowed with the power. It's just inactive. It's time to activate. You know, I like saying that because I believe that. It's true. It's true. And I know it's true because it happened to me. I was inactive. My power was dormant, and now it's awakened. And I feel like I'm not done. There's more to me that I still have to see. There's more, because every day I'm seeing something a little different that's coming to me and from my core, as well as I can feel my relationship strengthening with my spirit family and my ancestors and with God. When you feel oneness and wholeness, that's a different type of feeling, and I want to make sure all of you feel that way. I don't want you to be stuck feeling like a victim, like you can't change anything, when I know you can. But it can't just be one person, it has to be many. So that's why it's time for activation. Okay? shine bright. Everything you do, do it with love. Always remember that the creator is in you and the magic is too, because you're magic. Much love. See y'all. See you in the next video.